Hi guys, Christy Carbonell here, a board certified behavior analyst, and I'm so excited that you're here to learn a few tips on how you can help manage your stress and anxiety and some depression moments that we may encounter here and there. Now, everything that I'm going to teach you is based on the science of behavior, but I'm going to make it super easy for you to understand. It is based on research proven to be effective. I am not just a behavior analyst, but I'm also a behavior and self-help coach. So I'm hoping that what I'm going to share with you today will help you on a journey of helping yourself reduce some of that stress, anxiety, and depression that we all may be feeling now and then, sometimes more often than not. So I'm going to make it super easy. There's going to be 3 little steps that I'm going to teach you to help reduce all those anxiety and stress and depression moments that we have, that you can start doing today and start making some more positive changes in your own self. So the 3 things we're going to talk about are replacement, reducing, and reaching out. So let's go ahead and start. Step 1, replacement. What does that mean? Super easy stuff. In behavior analysis, the major focus on what we do is replacing things we don't want with things that are more appropriate, or things that we prefer, or things that we do want. Whether it is a behavior we don't want to do anymore, if it's a feeling we don't want to feel anymore, all of those kinds of things, we find an appropriate alternative thing to replace it with. So when it comes to stress, anxiety, and depression, you want to replace any negative thoughts that come into your mind with maybe 3 positive thoughts or 3 positive memories that have given you joy in the past that will help you get some stress relief. Those are called incompatible behaviors. When you are thinking about something, you usually can't think about 2 things at once. Another thought might try to pop in there, but if you focus and just say, okay, I'm going to think about 3 more things that were positive, 3 positive memories, 3 things I'm looking forward to, you can't get into the rut that causes the stress, anxiety, and depression in that moment, so you can get a little bit of a break from it. The more you practice doing this, the easier it's going to become. So you might replace also any stress feeling stuff that anxiety can also cause, some physical ailments where your heart is beating hard, your breath is feeling shallow. You can replace that with a different set of physical movements. Go and do some jumping jacks in place. Go punch a pillow, scream into a pillow, whatever it might be, so you can get a more appropriate physical response in your body. Stepping outside, taking a deep breath, replace those feelings of anxiety and stress that your body is doing at that moment immediately with something else that can combat it. And it can be very hard some days, but the more you try, the more you practice, the easier it'll get. It might mean replacing what you are doing that day so that you are not doing things that kind of stress you out or make more anxiety or depression happen within you. Give yourself more breaks. Replace all those things with positivity, whether it's reading something that is enjoyable to you, anything that can replace those thoughts and feelings. So that's step 1. Find a way to immediately replace it. And the easiest one is to think of 3 positive memories, 3 things you're looking forward to, while at the same time taking deep breaths, walking around, shaking it out, going outside, doing some jumping jacks, jumping up and down. If you're a workout person, get yourself, do some push-ups, some yoga. Replace that negativity with some positivity, and you'll see the more you practice, the easier it'll get. All right, so now let's go on to step 2. Step 2, reduce. Reduce. What do I mean by reduce? as a behavior analyst, one of the things that we do is analyze the functions of behavior. So one of the functions of behavior are escape and avoidance. We do certain things to escape and avoid doing things we don't want to do, or delay having to do things that we know we're going to have to do eventually. Like, it's time to do your taxes, but guess what? Oh my gosh, I need to go organize those kitchen cabinets first. That's so important. It has to happen right now. Those are escape and avoidance behaviors. Oh my goodness, I see somebody walking down the street that I really don't want to talk to. Oh, you know what? I forgot something in the car. Let me get inside my car, to escape and avoid that. You get a phone call you don't want to pick up. That's you escaping and avoiding engaging with that particular person. So how do you use that yourself to reduce some of the stress and anxiety that we might feel, or the depression that gets triggered? You want to reduce 3 simple things. Reduce watching or seeing things that trigger those types of feelings. So if getting on social media and seeing all the news and the bad, sad stuff and stressful stuff that's going on in the world stresses you out, you're going to reduce the use of social media that day. Another way to reduce is reduce, escape, and avoid long interactions, or interactions at all on any given day or for a few hours, of certain individuals, friends, family members, loved ones, co-workers that tend to trigger anxiety. You might know people that tend to just focus on the negative, and there's a phrase called a Debbie Downer. Everything that comes out of their mouth tends to be negative, or it's somebody who, whenever you talk to, brings you down and is not supportive and just says things that don't make you feel so good. That will be a day where you're going to reduce how often or how long, or not even communicating with that person that day. Reducing that. The third one is reducing arguments and interactions that can turn into negativity and, yelling, lecturing, arguing, and whatnot. On those days when you're feeling extra super stressed, anxious, or depressed, escape and avoid engaging into a power struggle with your loved one, with your friend, with your child, with your spouse. Those are the days when we are going to snap very quickly because of how we are feeling inside, and it'll be a reaction. The more mindful you are of it, the easier it'll be to control. But those are the days that you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to pretend I did not hear her or him say that to me, and I'm just going to keep walking. I'm going to pretend that I did not see that happen and just walk away, so that you avoid and escape a confrontation, because it can get ugly and feelings can get hurt, yours and the other person's, especially if everybody, and let's say it's in your own home, is very stressed out. A lot of us are at this moment in time in the world. You really want to just escape and avoid those arguments. I know that we want to get that little oomph in there sometimes, but that would be the day that you just escape and avoid having confrontations. It might mean you're gonna go and take a shower because you needed to do it at that moment. You need to go use the bathroom, or you're gonna step outside, or you're gonna start cooking or preparing a meal, whatever, so that you can avoid engaging in an argument on days when your stress level, anxiety, and depression are very high. So that is your second tip. Reduce. Let's go on to the third tip. Reach out. Third tip, reach out. What do we mean by reach out? It means when you're having one of those very difficult days, reach out to a friend, a family member who tends to be supportive, a coworker. It could even be you texting and reaching out to an old friend from a while back, but every time you talk to that person, whether it's via text, phone, or video, they always have a positive outlook on life and always make you feel better just by the way that they talk. Or you might have someone that's a jokester and just kind of always makes you laugh when you talk to them. Those are the people that you want to reach out to. If you don't feel comfortable and you're having a super rough day and don't even really want to talk to anybody, you can reach out via social media, join groups that are supportive and all about positivity. And that's pretty anonymous if you join groups like that, and you don't have to have a back and forth conversation. You can be a passive observer and just kind of see what other people post. If you feel like sharing, you can go ahead and write something. If you want to give yourself an anonymous name or a different name so people don't know who you are, you can always set up a separate account for those kinds of support groups or just positivity groups. Reaching out that way, you can reach out, phone calls. There are some support helplines so you can be more anonymous if you do want to talk to somebody, but reach out in some manner to help reduce that stress and anxiety. Via video is awesome if you do have people that you feel comfortable video chatting with, because you get a full multi-sensory approach. So the goal is to not go through this by yourself. The goal is to find support in others, those that will give us some positivity, avoiding the negativity, reducing our stress and anxiety. So those are the 3 steps that you can start today to start helping manage stress, anxiety, and our depression. So I hope you enjoyed these 3 simple tips to help reduce your stress, anxiety, and depression. We have our own tips for anxiety and stress group on Facebook. It's a private group. You can send us a request to join by following us and liking our page at BRI-ABA Services. The group rules are that there is no news allowed. It's only about positivity, helpful things, and some funnies to get some comic relief. It is a closed group, so it's not open to the public. There are specific rules everybody must read before joining, so that's a safe place that you can try and go to get some reaching out support. And if you do need some one-on-one help, I do provide some self-help and behavior support. So that's also something you can always reach out. You can check us out for more of our seminars at bri-elearning.com, and follow us on social media, and feel free to reach out to us if there's any way that we can help you. Bye guys.